Before we get directly into the topic, though, since you did go ahead and start talking about justice and how there's a lot of Christians today who are moving towards a very, as the term, as the primary term has become, woke, a very woke view of justice, a very woke Christianity, as they say, a very woke approach to politics. What is the problem in the majority of Christians who are now leaning and tending towards wokeness? What is the problem with their definition or understanding of justice that is causing them to then lean that way? What do you think?
Well, social justice, if all that meant were simply that justice should be done to everybody, right? I owe everyone justice. I should not steal anybody's property. I shouldn't, assault and batter or kill anybody. I shouldn't hate anybody and so on. If that's all social justice meant, that would be great. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But as you look at the history of the term running back actually a couple of centuries, but particularly as a part of the progressive movement, social justice tends to mean the pursuit of equality, or at least pretty close to equality of outcome in people's wealth, in their positions in society, and all the roles that they play, and so on. And the problem with that is that because people do differ, and they differ wonderfully, in terms of their aptitudes, their likes and dislikes, their personal backgrounds, family backgrounds, all of these different things. These are the things that make life really interesting. I mean, God help us if all the world were clones of me. That would be horrifically boring. As well as probably very poor, because I'm not particularly great at growing food or anything else like that. But because people differ so much in what they like to do and what they're skilled to do and what their backgrounds have prepared them to do, they cannot have equal outcomes or even closely comparable outcomes. And it's really good that they don't, because otherwise we would lack all of the differentiation that allows us to specialize in things where we produce really well, and to trade our excess, our surplus in those things with others who specialize in the things that they do really well. The result is all of us are better off. But this pursuit of equality of outcomes can really only be served then by violating one of the basic principles of justice in the Bible, and that is the principle of impartiality. You don't play favorites. All the rules are supposed to apply to all people equally. That's true justice. But in order to try to push toward equal outcomes, you have to apply some rules to some people and other rules to other people, and you have to play favorites. That inevitably results in restricting people's freedom of action and freedom of choice. So that's a part of it. And, some people will say, okay, but all right, we're not looking for equal outcomes. What we're looking for is equal opportunities. Well, the problem with equal opportunity is that too is a myth. It's a chimera. There is no such thing. Our opportunities differ based on our genetic makeup, based on the kinds of parents who raise us, whether we have one parent or two parents, the values that those parents have, if they are if they're folks who are drug abusers and don't value self-discipline and hard work and saving and producing and so on, we are not going to grow up with the same kind of instruction that we would with the opposite sort of parents. Mm-hmm. The time we're born, the place we're born, all of these things mean that we have different opportunities. And you cannot equalize opportunities without playing favorites any more than you can equalize outcomes without playing favorites. So that whole understanding of justice, I think, is quite contrary to the biblical understanding. When we believe that all men are created equal, as the Declaration of Independence puts it, what we mean is not that they're equal in height or eye color or even in IQ or anything of that sort. What we mean is that they're all equally image bearers of God, and therefore they are due our respect of their life, of their liberty, of their property, of their own pursuits of happiness, and so on. We should consider all human life sacred and sanctify it. Set it aside as special from conception until natural death. And sad to say, unfortunately, a lot of the progressive movement doesn't see that at all, doesn't recognize that this respect for human life should go to all human life, no matter whether it's born or preborn, no matter whether it is black or white or yellow or red or elderly or handicapped or male or female. All of us should respect each other as human beings made in the image of God.